Okay, children, I hope that you all have learned it. Okay. Just wait for a few seconds. Okay. So mind map is given to you. That is for your understanding only, for easy understanding. So let us start from the distinguish the following: biotic and abiotic resources. The resources which are obtained from living organisms are called biotic resources. All that you have learned, I think. Yes, abiotic resources. The resources which are obtained from non-living things are called abiotic resources. Here, biotic resources can reproduce and regenerate. Abiotic resources cannot be increased by human effort. Biotic resource. This type of resource is inexhaustible without human interference. And here, this type of resource is exhaustible. The last point is example forest product, animals, birds, fish, and other marine organisms. And here example land, water, air, and mineral ore such as gold, iron, copper, and silver. So these are the 4 points you have to write for biotic and abiotic resource. Quickly learn it. I'll give you time. Quickly learn it. Because you all are bigger children, need not be given repeatedly the same answer. Hope you have learned it. We go to the next one. Natural resources and man-made resources. Here natural resources, the sources from the nature which are value to human are called natural resources. And other side, the resources which are changed by human activities, okay, and become valuable to humans. It is called human-made resources. Example, air, water, sunlight, and animals for natural resources. The other side, example, factories, roads, buildings, etc. comes under human-made resources. Okay, only 2 points for this question. Learn it quickly. So hope you have learned it. Okay, next one, renewable and non-renewable resources. Here, if you see renewable resources, the resources that can be replenished or reproduced easily. Non-renewable resources are formed over very long geological periods. Renewable resources, these resources can get depleted because of the improper use. Other side, these resources can get depleted because of the overconsumption. Example, sunlight, ocean, wind, water, etc. for renewable resource. Coal and petroleum for non-renewable resource. Same way, learn it. Okay, next one, potential resource and actual resource. Potential resources are the resources that exist in a region and may be used in the future. Actual resources are the resources that have been survived and are being used in the present times. Potential resources are not being fully utilized at present. Actual resources are fully utilized at present. Example, wind and solar power. And here, actual resource example, petroleum and natural gas. So learn it quickly. Already I gave the homework in this to learn and write. If you had written everything, it is easy to revise now. Okay, fine children. I hope that you have learned it. Next one, ubiquitous and localized resources. Ubiquitous resources are the resources that can be found everywhere. Localized resources are the resources that can be found only in the certain part of the world. Okay, so this is a point you have to write. Next one, these resources are available to each of us equally. Which one? Ubiquitous resource. On the other side, these resources are not available to each of us equally. Finally, examples you have to give: sunlight, wind, and water. The other side, copper, iron ore, coal, and petroleum. So 3 points you have to write. Okay, fine, children. Next one, answer the following questions. Define resources. A gift of nature that can be used to satisfy human needs and wants after being converted into a valuable product by human beings. So learn it, learn with your material and learn along with me. A gift of nature that can be used to satisfy human needs and wants after being converted into a valuable product by human beings. So this is defined resources. Next one, classify the different types of natural resources. Natural resources can be classified into biotic and abiotic, potential and actual, renewable, non-renewable, ubiquitous and localized resources. Biotic, abiotic, potential, actual, renewable, non-renewable, ubiquitous and localized resources. So these are the different types of natural resources. Next one, what are potential resources? Potential resources are the resources that exist in a region and may be used in the future. Potential resources are the resources that exist in a region and may be used in the future. So wind and solar power. As I said previously, same thing, same rule is applied here. If you have learnt it in the distinguish, same answer you can write here also. Okay, so you can do it in both. Either you can learn this and write for this question, or whatever you have learnt in the distinguish also, that also you can write. You need not have any doubt in that. Next one, what are ubiquitous resources? Ubiquitous resources are the resources that can be found everywhere and available to each of us equally. Example, sunlight, wind, and water. Example, sunlight, wind, and water. Next question. Give three examples of alternative sources of energy. The alternative sources of energy are sunlight, wind, and water. Sunlight, wind, and water. Fine, children. So we have completed the 2 mark questions also. Next one. Mention some steps that may be followed to conserve resources. So you have to give the heading steps to conserve resources. So there are various steps here. You have to write all that. Totally 8 steps are given here. Reducing consumption of natural resources, protecting them from contamination or pollution, reusing or recycling resources as far as possible, using alternative sources of energy, regulating drilling and transportation of petroleum products, preventing the production of radioactive materials and its misuse, limiting wastewater and airborne pollutants, prohibiting or limiting the use of pesticides and other toxic chemicals. Okay, so these are the points you have to write. So steps to conserve resources: reducing consumption of natural resources, protecting them from contamination or pollution, reusing or recycling resources as far as possible, using alternative sources of energy, regulating drilling and transportation of petroleum products, preventing the production of radioactive materials and its misuse, limiting wastewater and airborne pollutants, prohibiting or limiting the use of pesticides and other toxic chemicals. Okay, go through quickly. Okay, next question. What do you understand by sustainable development? State some principles of sustainable development. So, this is about sustainable development. Sustainable development refers to the careful utilization of resources to ensure that, besides meeting the requirements of the present, the requirements of the future generations are also met. Sustainable development refers to the careful utilization of resources to ensure that, besides meeting the requirements of the present, the requirements of the future generations are also met. Some principles of sustainable development are minimizing the depletion of natural resources, respecting all life forms, enabling ourselves to care for our immediate environment. Enabling ourselves to care for our immediate environment. So learn it quickly, children. Learn this answer also. Okay, good. Next one. Choose the correct option. Gift of nature become, already we have learned it. Okay, so one more time I will just show it to you. Gift of nature become resources when they have utility. Wind is not an example of biotic resource. Which of the following is a biotic resource? Fish. An example of ubiquitous resource: sunlight. Resources should be used judiciously. Okay, so all these five are the choose the correct answer. Fine, children. Hope you have understood till this whatever you have learned. Okay, I think that I can ask you some questions to check where your understanding level. Just wait. Okay, get ready. You can send your messages in the chat box. You can send your answers in the chat box. The first question for you, you all have to, without seeing, you have to send your answer. You should not refer your material and send it. Okay, the first question, the earliest attempt to periodize Indian history was made by. The earliest attempt to periodize Indian history was made by. The earliest attempt to periodize Indian history was made by. Very good. Good children, I want answer from everybody. Okay, next question. European trading companies arrived in India during the dash period. European trading companies arrived in India during the dash period. Mauryan period, Sultanate period, Mughal period, Gupta period. Very good. Next question. Children, only half of you have sent the message. Very good. Everybody sent. The Ras Gofchar, Amrit Bazar Patrika, and Kesari are all examples of. The Ras Gofchar, Amrit Bazar Patrika, and Kesari are all examples of. Good children. The National Archives of India is located in. The National Archives of India is located in Kolkata, Mumbai, New Delhi. Which is the place? Very good. The National Archives of India is located in. Good children. Which European trading company succeeded in establishing full control over India? Very good. Which European trading company succeeded in establishing full control over India? English. Very good. Next question. You have to send me the answer for fill in the blanks. James Mill made the earliest attempt to periodize Indian history in. James Mill made the earliest attempt to periodize Indian history in which year? Very good. Next question. The more popular periodization of Indian history divides it into. Which is the most popular or more popular periodization of Indian history? You should be able to write the answer. Medieval spelling, modern spelling, all you all have to learn. If you do not want to miss even a half a mark, learn the spellings properly. Medieval spelling, many of you are making mistake. Write and practice. Okay, next question. Numerous regional kingdoms came up in India after the decline of the Dash Empire. Good. Okay, next one. The British maintained a detailed dash of all their administrative activities in India. The British maintained detailed dash. Good. Written records is the answer. Written records. You all have to mention it as written records, not simply records. Written records. Fifth question in the fill in the blanks. Dash maintained by European trading companies provide important information about the economic and political history of the period. Dash maintained by European trading companies. Very good. Records is the answer. Okay, now true or false? All events that took place in the past can be precisely associated with the particular date. Okay, all events that took place in the past can be precisely associated with a particular date. Good. Next question. Official records provide a great volume of information about the lives of the common people during the modern period of the Indian history. So very good. It's not true. Official records only tells us about the administration, not the common life of the people. Okay, next question. The British undertook numerous surveys in order to gather information about the country. The British undertook numerous surveys in order to gather information about the country. Good children. Next one. James Mill periodization is not a communal way of looking at Indian history. James Mill periodization is not a communal way of looking at Indian history. Okay, good children. Okay, I'll ask you another question now. Gift of nature become resources when they have utility, when they have no use. Which is answer? Gift of nature become resources when they have utility or when they have no use. Yes, utility, when they have utility. Gift of nature become resources when they have utility. Good. Next question. Wind is not an example of biotic resource, renewable resource, abiotic resource. Wind is not an example of. Okay, good children. So, road, copper, fish. Which is the biotic resource? Road, copper, fish. Which is the biotic resource? Next one. Example of ubiquitous resource. Sunlight, copper, iron ore. Example of ubiquitous resource. Sunlight, copper, iron ore. Okay, next question. Resources should be used recklessly, judiciously, indiscriminately. Resources should be used recklessly, judiciously, indiscriminately. Good children. So regarding fill in the blanks, when you learn fill in the blanks, see that The spellings are correct. Read the question paper and write the answer properly. Write the question number properly. Choice given. So see that which question you are writing, same question number you have to use. You cannot use any number according to your wish, and you have to write it neatly. Before starting the exam, if you are going to write in the test note or write in the paper, whatever it is, see that as you write your exam, you have to write your name. Name is needed before you start your exam. Okay, so on top of the page, you have to write your name. In case, because some children are sending the mail ID through the parents' mail ID, so we cannot identify the student's name. For that reason only, I'm asking you to write your name on top before you start writing the answers. And after each and every question, you have to draw the line. See that you all are writing neatly. Fill in the blanks, choose the correct answer. Just write the question number and write the answer neatly. True or false, also the same thing. Captions are given in your material that you have to learn. Two more questions, distinguish, and detail answers. So all that you have to write neatly. Fine, children. Okay, page number is not needed because there will be the continuation of the question number. So we will be able to understand. But you have to check when you are uploading the paper, like how many, suppose if you have written it for 4 pages, you have to check whether 4 pages are uploaded. After uploading the paper, before you give submit, check the number of papers uploaded. As soon as you upload your paper, don't give submit. If you touch it, the paper will open, uploaded paper will open, so that you can check whether all the papers are uploaded. Then after checking it, you can give the submit. Okay. Okay, children, I hope that you have understood everything. If you have any doubt, you can ask regarding this exam. You have to do your exam well. It's for 25 marks. So do well and want most of you to get good marks. Okay, be honest in writing your exam. Don't refer any notebooks or anything. Please be judicious. That's what we have seen, no? Yes. So you have to do your exam well.